lovely. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's morning for me, good evening around the world. So whatever time of day it is for you. And today is day 2 of our Flow into Your Own Success 5-day journey. As I said yesterday, it's not a challenge. It is up to you what you take from this. But if you follow through with these 5 days, then you will definitely have much more idea of what your success flow is, and also have the steps to start to implement that. So if you're joining me live, please do say hi. And if you're joining me on the replay, then it's lovely to have you as well. And let me just introduce myself a little bit. I'm not sure I did yesterday. I'm Shirley Joy Joffe, and I'm the creator and founder of the Joyful Abundance Blueprint. And I help highly successful entrepreneurs and professionals to unlock their intuitive abilities, talents, and to unleash and to create and design a life of wealth, abundance, health, vitality, all of the abundances, and with a lot of joy and with ease and with flow. So that's what I do day to day. And what I thought it would be really lovely to do is to share some of these little nuggets with you. A lot of this has actually evolved over the years. I've been doing this for several decades. I won't tell you how many. Actually around 2. Around 2 decades I've been doing this work. And this work didn't look the same years ago because I wasn't intelligent to the needs that were required in order to have that flow of success. I was still following what success meant for other people. I was still doing it. Hi, Sandra. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for joining me live. And yes, do finish day 1. You can watch this though in between if you wish. Yes, years ago, I didn't actually realize that I was following other people's patterns of success. I didn't know myself fully. I had what I thought was a very good knowing of self. And it was, partially. But what I didn't realize was that self had been built through other people's versions of how they should be in the world, especially my parents, of course, but also society at large. You may have noticed if you've lived through the last decade or two as a working person, or in even the secondary school or high school space, that still until very recently hard work was revered, lots and lots of action was revered, high energy, extroversion, all of these things that were built in as the go-to, as the pinnacle of being a great person, which meant that if you had to take breaks, if your body was a little bit more sensitive, if you are introverted or introverted extrovert, these things where you need to recharge, where you need time alone, that was not considered a mark of a person who is going to get to success. Sales orientation, the ability to persuade or manipulate people, the ability to create huge networks and groups and always be social. These were things that were revered. Now, since in the last maybe 5 or 6 years, we have become much more aware that not just in work, but in general, the amount of types of personalities that are okay, it has multiplied. And we have started to find our own ways of being ourselves. So the things that we sought to change, we sought to cover up or to suppress, are now becoming those very things that lead us, that pull us to our purpose and success. But the first thing which I found with my clients, and this is very much, especially after the pandemic, because everyone's bodies were in such a tense state, such a stress state, that I found that one of the things that was key to allowing people to know themselves, be in their own flow, to heighten their intuition, all of these aspects that it's part of my work to do, started with the body. So yesterday I talked about how we are imprinted from our early years, from 0 and before. But what I notice is it's very challenging to not just to release the imprints, but then to live beyond those imprints if our body is in a very stressed, nervy, shock, fight or flight, all of those words. If our body is not in a relaxed, alert state, then these things just become part of something that we wish to do, but then the body will not allow us to follow through with them. So what does that mean? Well, part of, you may have heard talk about this. We have our nervous system is split into sympathetic and parasympathetic, and that partners with the endocrine system, which is all the glands, and all of the glands are the ones that release the hormones. It's actually the glands that run the auto show behind the scenes of our bodies. So if our glands have been impacted through the nervous system because we're in a fight, flight, faint or fawn state, then the glands are going to release hormones to assist the need to get away, be safe, be in survival. And those are the hormones that are going to come about, rather than releasing things like dopamine, serotonin, the hormones that actually help our body to function properly, the digestive hormones and chemicals. All of those things are directly impacted by how we feel, whether our body feels safe, whether our body is relaxed. And that's something that I didn't actually realize for a long time. It was, I'd been talking about it, I'd been told about it, but I didn't realize that that was actually impacting me. And then when I started to work with it with myself and with my clients, I realized that they were getting amazing results simply after working with the body. And I really believe that that's why at the moment, if you look through the coaching or healing industry, the body is really now in the forefront. Whereas in the earlier period of healing, of spiritual healing, it was the energy and the spiritual part that was focused on, because it was thought that was the only part that was important, and that's the only part that comes through the physical. But the thing is, we are using our bodies to actually make manifest and to create in the world. It's not the only part, but it is through this physical vessel that the world changes. So it's important to know, for us to take note of that. And if nothing else, if you get nothing else from these 5 days, I would urge you to start looking at where your body is not functioning from a space of relaxation, from a space of flow, from a space of rest, especially if you've had illness in the past, if you've had chronic illness. That really can impact your body's ability to let go, because it's always on the alert of the next pain, the next pain, or the next thing illness-wise that's coming up for you, that it often is going to restrict you or hold you back from doing things. I mean, I noticed it just the other day, where usually, I'm up and down. I have had a couple of sports injuries for months, many months. Partially, initially, it was a sports injury, and now it's become an injury through non-use. So why is that? Well, it's because every time I was going to say, jump up onto a chair to climb something or roll around, on the floor to get something, my body would go, hang on, there's an injury here. Take care, be careful, and sometimes not do it. So then your body starts not to use all of its faculties, because it is waiting, even when there is no pain, it is expecting it. So if there's nothing that you take from this, and that is to take care of your body, then you know what, my purpose is done. And I was actually looking at my purpose. Just this morning, I was thinking about it. It's part of my meditative practice to think about my direction, to consider, am I following that? What behaviors, what things do I need to change about my day-to-day living, my thoughts, etc., that actually allow me to go in the direction of that purpose a little bit every day. And one of those things was, you've been holding yourself back from feeling the youthful joy that you usually feel because of these injuries, because your body has not been reprogrammed yet to realize that it's safe now. The injuries are over. And what we need to do now is to actually strengthen and stabilize, which again, I've been doing for the last 4 months or so. I've been doing strengthening and stabilizing exercise in order to take care of these injuries. So what does that mean to have your body in relaxation? A lot of times we misinterpret that, and we think having a body in relaxation just means that we sit around, we rest, and we do nothing. Now, the body will require a bit of that. And if you sleep in the proper sections at the proper times, while putting your body into a space where it can actually do what it needs to do, because it's very smart, it knows what to do, but often we get in the way, then sometimes all you need is a really good, appropriate night's sleep. And for those of you who are going, but I can't sleep properly, then these kind of exercises, which I'm going to go through with you now, will actually assist you so that your body can actually do that good night's sleep. Because again, for years and years and years, I would go to bed, go to sleep, wake up shattered. And because my body didn't know how to relax, it didn't know what that felt like. When you go somewhere and maybe you're having a massage, or what was it the other day that someone said to me, just relax. Yes, it was my chiropractor who said, just relax your body. And it occurred to me that my body still is learning that imprint of what relaxation feels like. And I have to consciously keep reminding it in my daytime to relax. And these are some things you may do. So you hear about having the programming, and so that you can just be that way, be rest, be relaxation. But if the body doesn't know how to do it, initially, the habit part to create the habit is reminding yourself consciously. And again, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to change a habit. Your habit is a habit because it's become automatic. Now, there are schools of thought that says once a habit's been laid down for a certain period of time, it becomes part of our personality. It becomes a trait, and then it becomes part of our personality. If you've been in the space of your body being tense or being wired for most of your life, it's become a personality trait. So we need to take it from the personality trait space. It might have even slipped into part of your identity. You hear people saying, oh, when I was younger, I was so energetic, I was called the Energizer Bunny. And maybe now that doesn't really resonate, but it's become part of your identity, and you identify with that how that vision of you is. But you don't necessarily know what that means. Maybe that Energizer Bunny was part of being alert all the time when you were young, part of being safe, being that energy ready to flee at any point was part of a traumatic response to childhood. to what was going on with you. And when I say traumatic response, I literally just mean the body's response to events, not a particular event, just the body's response to what's going on around you, which may be nothing specific. It may just be a feeling. It may just be a vibe that's going on around you. So if you're watching live and some of this resonates with you, let me know. Have you noticed any differences between maybe the pandemic and now, maybe between how you were before and now? And I'd love to hear what sort of things that you have actually tried, because I believe my audience, so you guys, you are intrinsically intelligent, body intelligent. And even though you may not have tried these things out, you've certainly done something at some point. So I'd really love to know what you've been looking at. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I do regularly that help my body to be in that relaxed space. So the first one, which is what I specified yesterday, what I talked about yesterday, is to meditate regularly, or to have some kind of meditative practice. Now, I will say to you that for me, it's important to have a twofold practice at least, minimum. And that is the meditating part where I sit and maybe do a guided meditation, or maybe just take my thoughts into space, be in nature without, just being present. That those are some of the things that I do in my meditative practice, but also doing some kind of movement. And I won't say exercise, it's movement. And I rotate. I sometimes do a bit of Nia dance. I sometimes do I call it a protocol, but a system of shaking the body and moving the body and using breathing exercises that actually bring the focus back to the parasympathetic, the rest space. And then the other thing which I do is Qigong and also club swinging. So there are various things. These are my core. And you'll notice that I have many. That is because I know my makeup. I do know myself, and variety is something that is very, very important to me. So I would not manage so well having the same process, the same thing every single day. Even today, my morning routine has changed. And I asked you yesterday, see if you can shake up your morning routine. So I did that this morning. Instead of getting up and the first thing I did was go to the bathroom, do this, all those things, I actually made a round tour away from there, went to a different bathroom. We've got 2 in the house. Went to a different bathroom and did things in a different order. Now you may think, well, why bother? What is the point of that? What it's doing is it's indicating to my subconscious, to my conscious, that there are other choices, there are other possibilities for how to live life. And slowly, when you shake that routine up, then you'll find that there are cracks, there are spaces in order to make changes. But when we're following the same routine, when we're following the same thing, literally gospel, it's actually harder to change habits and to change behaviors and even just thoughts that are going through our head. So Sandra saying, for you, mini hot shower meditations always help you relax. Beautiful. Wash away stuck energy. Yes. And you've also recently made the connection for listening to the book Becoming Supernatural, and it's easy to get into alpha brainwave with a high body temperature. Yes. So I'm a big fan of Dr. Joe Dispenza. So, I would highly recommend reading his work. I love the fact that he is both scientific and spiritual at the same time, and really shows us how that can work and how that can create. And what I also love about his work is, in the same way as myself, he talks about wealth, he talks about abundance, but doesn't focus on money. So that's not to say that you will not have it. And I was actually listening to one yesterday, and one of the pieces was, And if you want $1 million, well, go for it if it's part of your purpose. And that to me is a really healthy way of looking at things in the physical world. So if it turns you off that I may talk about money and I may talk about wealth, I would invite you to ask yourself what meanings you have created yourself behind those words. Maybe there are people who've talked about it in the past with you that have been out of integrity. Maybe it hasn't felt good. And I won't even say out of integrity, because to them, that may be their purpose. That may be part of what they follow as their purpose. So maybe it's out of integrity for you. So I suggest dig in deeper. If it turns you off when you see that, then dig in deeper. So it used to turn me off. It used to turn me off when I'd see all the Facebook social medias and whatnot talking about all this, all the lifestyle and all the luxury and that kind of thing. And then I realized that there was part of me that was still resisting it because I didn't have it. I was still partially in lack. And then what actually moved me out of lack was looking at what I do have and saying, this is fantastic. This is enough for me. This is plenty for me. And yet, in order to follow my direction of purpose, I can create more. And I choose to create more. And that's okay. And that's a different focus on creating wealth and abundance. And for me, my primary abundance has always been health. I have seen too many of my clients not be able to be fulfilled and to experience joy through ill health. I've experienced too much of my family, the same thing, working, being dog tired, not being able to enjoy what they're creating. And then they get a disease that knocks them out for good, you know? So yes, my primary currency has always been health. Hi, Laura, long time no see. Welcome, welcome. So those are a few of my go-tos for morning body rituals. The other things which I would use through the day is a lot of movement. I noticed I'm a big fidget, and I was talking to a friend about ADHD recently, and realized that in my young years, it wasn't diagnosed that way. I was diagnosed with hyperactivity and just hyperactivity. Nowadays, probably I'd be diagnosed with ADHD. And yet I still meditate. I've trained my body now to be able to be still, not a lot of the time, but you know, times when I need to. I've also noticed my body's composition through human design and gene keys that mean that I know when the energy that's coming through is actually through my centers, my energy centers, or if it's through just push and society expectations, and where I am pushing myself and wearing myself down. So in those cases, I often use tapping. So you may have heard of EFT. It's all over the internet. It is one of the modalities that is interwoven into the Joyful Abundance Blueprint that I use with clients. I'm not going to actually cover it here. There are plenty of people who that's the sole thing that they do. My focus is on multimodality mastery and creating a system that that allows more people to have access to different spaces, because some emotions will be can be released through things like EFT. Others can't. Others are so stuck that that the body becomes numb, and even EFT sometimes finds it difficult to shift that. but it's a fabulous modality. The other one that I use is body processes, energetic body processes. There's a whole heap of them in some of my modalities. And as well as that, obviously using things like Reiki, which is very, very gentle and beautiful. I use dowsing, but from the perspective of applied kinesiology, using my body. And that's another really great way to allow the body to shift into beliefs. That's something which I have actually a video recording, which I did many years ago, but you can YouTube it. If you type in Shirley Joffe muscle testing, you'll see how I use kinesiology, applied kinesiology through the body to release beliefs, but also install beliefs that affect the body itself, because it's running through the system of the energetic body within the physical body. What else do? I have massages and any kind of body work that is deep and relaxing is super, super effective. I know some people are really averse to massage. And that's often because they're still in that survival mode. So that may be a bit down the line, or maybe just finding someone and some space that is non-threatening, maybe just even a foot massage or a head massage. But having another person trusted enough to get into the body's field, the personal space, informs our nervous system, informs the endocrine system that they are safe. And often this I find in people who have had any kind of physical trauma, whether it be, self-inflicted or inflicted elsewhere. And it may not be what you're thinking of. It may just be simply where you were hugged where you didn't want to be hugged. That is a personal space infringement. And your body, your system, your being will have created a barrier, will have created protection where maybe as a grown-up, you like people to keep their distance. And you have very, very specific, very set physical boundaries, but to the point where you won't actually allow touch. Now, the other part of this with, just talking about the body is if you are in a very fragile state, you're coming out of, say, a chronic illness, or any time when you are hypersensitive, these things need to be approached very, very carefully and slowly. So one more thing I'd like to touch on before I go into a really quick meditation, and that is a saying which it's an access consciousness saying, but it's something that I never really understood until literally a few days ago. And that's why I wrote it in the little blurb here, your body is the key. So some of you may have heard of the phrase, I am the lock, my body is the key. And I was like, I have no idea what that means. What does that mean? I am the lock, my body is the key. I am the lock, my body is the key. What? And you guys might get that straight away, but for me, I'd heard it for years before I actually realized what it meant to me. So I'm just going to let you know what that means to me, whether that's what the people intended or not. Well, again, it's actually irrelevant because this is what I have found to mean. The I part is your potential, your identity, your being, your personality, all of those things that make you you without the conditioning. So that underlying true you that a lot of people talk about. And you are lock, you are the lock. And by working through the body, by releasing the body to feel better, to be in homeostasis, to be in relaxation, to function in a more, in a better way, you become the key that can unlock your full potential, because there's loads of potential stuck in there. And this is rolling back to the beginning of this live. where if you have impingements, restrictions within the body, you might find it difficult to activate and do and fulfill your own purpose. So I am the lock, my body is the key, becomes release the body, and your personality, your being, your identity can actually shine even more. So I hope that actually that helps. And what we're going to do now is a very quick body meditation. I'm going to run it through my own system of theta and well, my own meditative system, using some hypnotic techniques. So if you are listening to this and you are driving, or you're doing something that requires your full attention, please do either stop and watch this on replay, or sit down and, you know, just relax. Now I'm just bringing up some music on my phone. This is royalty free, and we're going to go into the alpha, then through theta, and then through gamma. So I am going to take you into a deep meditative state, not a light one. So you might actually fall asleep, or at least go into the subconscious, because what I'm going to be doing is aiming for your conscious mind to be occupied and then to take a break. So we're going to ask that conscious mind, that filter, to take a break. And I'll be using various theta techniques, access techniques. The other thing is I will probably have, and the reason I'm saying probably is because I'm going to channel this. There will be some clearings in there. For those clearings to actually make a difference for you, you need to be giving permission with your subconscious to do that. So if you hear that and it doesn't come up against resistance, you can say yes, and then whatever is ready to be cleared can be cleared. Whatever resistance that's been holding you back will break down. And we will, as I said, we will be going through the body. So this is going to be a fairly full body experience as well. And my intention for this meditation is for you to come out of it having a taste of what complete relaxation while awake feels like. And some of you have never even had full relaxation when you're asleep. The reason I say that is because I was one of those people. So I would be fully asleep and not relaxed. Lovely. For those of you who are wondering what I'm drinking here, it is not coffee, it is ceremonial cacao with a little bit of cinnamon. And that is one of the morning rituals that I haven't changed. Maybe I'll just switch ceremonial cacaos, but in general, that's my morning drink. It's very heart opening, I find, and I've never been good with coffee. So let's begin. So as I said, if you are if you're doing something, if you're driving, stop this thing. If you can pull over, that'll be great. I'm intending on about 15 minutes, so it's not going to be long. And you can replay this as many times as you want. Okay? So I'm going to just put the music near the mic. Now, if you are still listening, just let me know if you can hear anything with the music. Sometimes it's a little bit too loud and I am further away from the microphone than the music is. So just let me know if that's okay. Yes, Laura, do it another time. You're clearing up now before bed. No problem at all. Maybe do it before bed, actually, because so you come back to this, maybe do it before bed and you'll find that it will put you to sleep, because I'm going to leave you in a fairly relaxed state. So please feel free to do that. Okay, so wherever you are, allow yourself to Close your eyes. Sit down in a comfortable position or even lay down. And as you do that, just be aware of the breath coming into your body. There's no need to change the breath. We're just becoming aware of it, allowing it to be slow and deep, slow and low. Maybe you can put your hands just in the lower rib cage, just on the lower ribs, and notice as you breathe in, do the ribs go out and slightly up. Then you know that you're breathing into that bottom part of the lungs, which is where the oxygen can be most utilized and transported around the body for all of its various functions. You may be used to breathing into the belly. I invite you to bring that breath up into the lower lungs. And if that's something that you're not used to, then you can just take a few moments and practice that breath, bringing it down through the airway and filling up the lower part of the lungs like a balloon. And as you breathe out, again slowly, and breathing in, and breathing out slowly. And as you breathe in and the lower part of your lungs fills up with oxygen, you can almost imagine the red blood cells coming through that lung system and picking up the oxygen, creating all of the chemicals, all of the things that your body uses to function in the highest and best way, in the optimal way. Maybe that oxygen needs to go up to the brain. Maybe it needs to come down the arms to the fingers. Maybe it needs to fill the cavity of the torso. Maybe it needs to go down into the legs and the feet. And you can just imagine that. Now, as you are noticing your body, I'd like you to notice how all the cells brighten up and sparkle like little stars within the body. Every single cell lighting up like a star. And maybe if you're noticing the outermost cells, maybe go inwards even more. Take a look at all of the organs as all of the different types of cells light up like little stars. And now, noticing the heart space, that big, beautiful heart, and all of its cells lighting up like little stars, full of vibrancy, full of potential. And now go even more inwards into the heart space. And maybe you notice inside the cell where all the different components are that make up the cell. And all of those components light up like little stars. Right in the middle of the cell is a spark. That spark is like the smallest energy capsule, and it houses the soul essence. So while you're way within the heart space, within the cell, within the components of the cell, noticing this beautiful essence of soul, as you imagine looking further in, notice how that, what seemed like a tiny spark of essence, opens up and becomes huge. As you observe more deeply and go into it, that spark, that essence opens up, and it's like a portal, allowing you to travel into the depths of your essence. And maybe it looks like a beautiful galaxy as you travel through that essence. And as you go deeper and deeper, you notice that you're traveling through multiple galaxies, going deeper and deeper within and opening up to the space of multiverse, going through different galaxies, multiple galaxies, then your universe, multiverse, and further, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, until you reach pure white light within. And this is way brighter than those sparks that you were imagining before. This is blindingly bright, pure white essence. And if you were to describe it, it would be like the energy of unconditional love. Beautiful and bright. And this is where the deepest parts of you reside and can visit. There are no restrictions here. There are no beliefs holding you hostage. Your thought patterns disappear. And from here, from this field of potentiality, you can recreate, redesign and recreate your whole being, your space, everything around you, and how you experience your life. So would you like to know what it feels like to feel totally safe? Totally safe within your space, totally safe within your body, totally safe within your mind, and totally safe in the world. So if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then I'm just going to witness and watch that energy spread throughout your whole being, from the inside out. Good. And would your body like to know what it feels like to be in total relaxation? To know that it's safe to be in total relaxation without the need to be on alert constantly. So if you'd like that, just say yes. And I'm just going to witness and watch that spread through every cell of your body. Would you like to know what it feels like, and that you know how to, and that your body knows how to be in that state? of relaxation whenever you need it. In fact, 90% of the time. What about 99% of the time? Can we teach you and teach your body to know when it's appropriate and how to switch between the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system? Both are required to be in the correct balance, the appropriate balance. So would you like to know what that feels like, and that to know that you and your body, your autonomic system, knows how and when it's appropriate? If you'd like that, just say yes. And if there are any old traumatic events, traumatic incidents that are holding this back, would you like to know that it's safe to release those now? And can we release those now? And anywhere where you've been holding on to these to remind you of danger, to remind you of potential danger, can we allow you to let go of that and to know that you are aware, can be aware and alert without a heightened nervous system response? And once again, just focus on your breathing in, lower lungs and out, just while your body actually processes this. And we're going to send this relaxation energy starting at the toes and up to the head. And along with this relaxation energy, we're also going to ask the body to bring in all of its natural repair and healing abilities to the whole body. So if there is anything going on with your body, we can allow your body to take care of it and to release resistance that doesn't serve you anymore. So if you'd like that, say yes, and we will move through the body. So noticing your toes, first of all, the soles of your feet and your toes. Relaxing. Then the top of your feet, the skin, the ligaments, all the soft tissue, all the way into the bone, relaxing. Then moving up to the ankle, the skin, soft tissue and bone, all relaxing, and any healing coming through. Healing's coming through all the time with this energy of relaxation. The body heals itself. The body knows how to heal itself. We're not teaching it anything new. We're just reminding the body of what it already knows how to do. Moving up to the calf, the back of the lower leg, allowing the skin, all of the soft tissue and the bones to relax and heal. Now the front of the shin, the front of the lower part of the leg, the shin, the skin, the soft tissue and the bone, relaxing and repairing. Moving to the knees. If you have any issues with the knees, allow them to relax. Healing and repairing any soft tissue damage, any wear and tear, bringing fluids into the area if needs be, for lubrication. And a beautiful cushion of lightness around the knee. The knee does a lot of work. Then coming up to the upper leg, the back of the thigh, the skin, soft tissue and bone, healing and relaxing. Front of the thigh, relaxing the skin, soft tissue and bone. And coming up to the hips, the complicated hip joints, the sockets and the bones going into them, allowing all of that area to relax and to bring in stability as well. So part of that repairing in the whole of the body, just going to reinform that, is to bring in stability. The body knows how to hold itself without tension, without extreme tension, and to know when to completely let go. Working through all of the fluid within the joint, the bone, the soft tissue, all the hard tissue, the cartilage, tendons, etc., muscles, all of the system, the whole system. They are coming up into the belly. It's in the lower reproductive organs and the lower belly, allowing a beautiful soft healing here. Everything that needs to be reset, repaired, healed into the appropriate stasis. Bringing that through with loads of healing energy, beautiful relaxation. And also recalibration to correct an appropriate functionality. Coming into the stomach. And this also includes the back of the stomach, which often impacts on our actual back. So allowing that relaxation. Beautiful. Any healing or repair. We will come back to the back afterwards. Coming up into the breast, into the chest if you're male, and into the lungs, and including the heart here. This is a big space, a lot of stuff's happening here. Our solar plexus center, our identity center, our love space, everywhere the space where we hold so many emotions, the whole body holding beautiful emotions. So we're going to allow that to heal and repair, and bringing in lots of love into this space, allowing it to relax. It's safe for your heart and all of the organs around the heart and in that space to relax now. So if you've been holding your breath, allow that to let go. Notice how the whole of your torso lets go, showing you that it's safe to let go. Moving onto your arms and going all the way down the arms. The shoulder joint particularly, a very complicated joint. What an amazing feat of creation. Allowing all of the fluids around that joint, soft tissues that need repairs, any healing. Maybe you've been holding your shoulders tight, holding onto the weight of the world. You can drop that weight now. Maybe you want to bring your shoulders back and notice how maybe you've been holding them tight and hunched, allowing them to relax now. And down the arms and the elbows. Skin, soft tissue and bone relaxing and healing. and down to your hands and your fingers. This is often where we sometimes, as you get older, you might experience, if you've been using your hands a lot, tweaks, things clicking. So anything like that, notice how the fluids are actually lubricating the hands and the wrists and healing and repairing. And moving up to the throat. And all of the organs in the throat, including the thyroid, including the parathyroid, which are those two organs along with the pineal gland and the thymus that actually dictate hormonal release. So they are monitoring. It's allowing them to relax and to be able to monitor in a much better way, a much healthier way, to allow you to have signals as to when and how the body releases all of its chemicals. And finally up into the head. We're going to start with the face, relaxing the forehead, the eyebrows, just all the skin on your face, your jaw, your cheeks, the nose, the sinuses, your eyes, maybe they're held tight. Relax the eyes, drop the tongue, and allowing beautiful healing energy, repairing energy to come through your face. You may even want to actually touch your face, just to notice the sensations of what a face feels like when it's relaxed. And going into the ears, the jaw muscles that go up into the ears, allowing the ears to relax, allowing all the muscles around the jaw coming down to the neck to relax. And then imagine your whole scalp relaxing. Relaxing all of the tissue, all of the bone, the skull, all the pieces of the skull. Relaxing and allowing the brain to receive more oxygen, more blood flow, more nutrients. And then allowing that relaxation to transmit all down the spine and all the muscles in the back. A full rotation. And then resting back into your heart space. Noticing the pure white light. And bringing and knowing that the unconditional love is with you always. It's within you. It is you. Maybe as you come back, you might have opened up knowledge about more of your true identity, your true essence, your true being. You might get inspiration or intuition around your purpose, your direction of purpose through life. Coming back through the multiverses, coming back through the multiple galaxies, back into our galaxy, back into that spark essence, that nugget, that little spark within you that's brighter than bright. And then noticing your whole body again, lighting up all of the cells like a star. And noticing how the edges of your body are so much bigger than just the physical space. Bringing your attention back into your body and noticing your energy field around you, all of the stars, all of the packets of energy around you that belong to you, lighting up like little stars. And then you can bring your left hand back onto your heart, and then the right hand on the heart. Taking some breaths. That brings you back into your body. And now bring The left hand onto your forehead and right hand onto your belly button. We're connecting all of the systems. And finally, bringing your left hand onto your belly button, right hand over the top. Allowing you to breathe and settle into peace, into healthy, vibrant, relaxed peace. Now, if you've used this meditation to continue sleeping, to get you into sleep state, please do continue to do so. Otherwise, you can slowly open your eyes. Very slowly, take your time. Notice that you are relaxed and yet you have energy. And I invite you to stay still just for a few moments and notice the difference in your body. Maybe give your body a quick scan. Notice if there are areas that are more relaxed than they were before, areas that are comfortable, previously maybe in tension. And notice your insides as well. How much more peace, calm, maybe gratitude, maybe just a sense of satisfaction and joy, possibly even bliss. So yes, please do take some moments, be still, and begin your day, or if you're asleep, continue to sleep. If you are beginning your day with this, notice that you can keep this feeling while still being active, focused, productive in your day. And that any time that you are called to exert a lot of energy, you can return to this calm space instantaneously, simply by employing the breath and remembering the stillness. So thank you very much. This is Shirley Joy Joffe. Feel free to check out my other meditations, and on day 1 I posted a link under the comments for a complementary meditation that's one of my go-tos when I don't have a lot of time. It's the 5-minute blissful reset, and it will clear out emotions, etc., and reset you back into the space of bliss and joy and calm. So I invite you to use these recordings over and over again. You can maybe just record it on your phone and just play it. And thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow with more about getting to the deeper parts of yourself. If there are any things that came out of that meditation that you want to write down, please do write in the comments. I'll be checking those comments out, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye.